Hello everybody. In today's video, I would like to discuss with you an idea that I really believe is true and that it really changed how I see in my life. And it's the idea that having a even no matter how small little creative project can be a really satisfying way to give meaning and purpose to one's life. And it's not something transcendental like religious or a matter of anything like that. It's just a simple consequence that I notice that whenever I have um, a really important and exciting project ahead of me, everything I seems to filter my reality to take everything the life gave me, even the bad and good, especially the bad of life, embarrassment, misfortune, whatever, and I take it all in and use it for my creative project. And so I will like to read to you 3 quotes that I found that confirm this idea and that magically clicked together as I had this vague idea in my mind to record this video since a long time. And finally, I got the ground floor upon which I can build this video and articulate my thinking. So the first one is a quote from George Orwell that I read from his essay Why I Write, in which he said, "I knew that I had a facility with words and the power of facing unpleasant facts, and I felt that this created a sort of private world in which I could get my own back for my failure in everyday life." And this idea that a project can be a way to find meaning even in the thing that we found completely miserable that happened to us. And the first temptation is to be, why me? Why happen on me? Why always me? Or whatever. But if we are able to accept them because it's life and it happens, and even do a step further and use them for whatever project we have, we will start to kind of be a documentary of our life and don't stop to trying to sort of avoid the problems or the all the hard, tough part of our life or period of our life and actually welcome them in. And I found this idea fascinating, and it's actually linked to a quote from Borges, where he says, "A writer or any man must believe that whatever happens to him is an instrument. Everything has been given for an end. This is even stronger in the case of the artist. Everything that happens, including humiliation, embarrassment, misfortune, all has been given like clay, like materials for one's art. One must accept it. Those things are given to us to transform so that we may make from the miserable circumstances of our lives things that are eternal or aspire to be so." And so again, this idea of that everything that happened, even humiliation, embarrassment, the worst of the worst, can be used as material, as a tool to create something. as a way to enrich one's life and one's idea or creative project and make it something better. And so it's a way for me, what fascinates me, and so basically I'm wrestling with the idea of writing since a long time, and I try to tackle straight away, right out of the bat, the project of a big novel. And so I wrestled with it for a year almost now, and through this project, I realized that, first of all my weaknesses. So I was not able to write, of course. So I need to learn a lot. But the thing that I love the most about writing, and I guess it's the same with painting or photography or whatever other creative pursuit, is that I was looking at the world through different lenses. I was going out and jotted down on my notebook little events. I would carry with me a little notebook wherever I go, and whatever weird, weird things that people say or people do, or like everything that is so human that it feels like out of a novel, but it's actually real people that I see every day in my life. I will jot it down in the notebook and use it for one of my books. And at the end, like, I realized that I was not even use them. Like, most of the time, I will not even use them. But this is not the point. The point is notice those things, because noticing, be like a documentary of one's life, is the reward in itself. But without a creative project, I suspect that we will find this pointless. Whereas, like, is precisely once we pursue the creative project that we start to notice all these things in our life, that we will realize that the creative project most of the time is just an excuse, and what really matters is those little things, the little funny, weird, tragic, dramatic, whatever things in life, and the fact that we record them and that we will remember them, and yeah, I love this idea. It makes me happy to wake up in the morning every day and figure out, like, I wonder what kind of people I will see today. Yeah, and this is actually, in my opinion, what it means to live your own life as a creative project. This is the strongest idea, I think, that through precise and constraints, if you want, little project like a book, a paint, or whatever you're working on, you filter reality so that you will get curious again about the world. You will see the world around and go out every day like a child, and you wonder, oh, why that person speak that way? Why the trees is like this? And how can I describe this in a book, or how can I paint this in a paint, or whatever? And for example, I just moved in this apartment recently, and out on my balcony you can see like a kind of barkless tree, which is really weird, and that I noticed because I was like, oh, that, like, if I will read in a book the description of this book, of this tree, I will immediately imagine this tree, because it's a tree that is like a skin-like, is naked in a way, and it has kind of wrinkles when where the branches starts, and it makes it like a kind of those kind of cats without the skin, so to speak. And this is so mundane. It's so, but it makes me, I don't know, it makes me child again. It makes me curious again. Why does this kind of trees exist in the first place? How can I describe them and make this picture clear in your mind or the reader mind or whatever? And so you get the point. And thirdly, another quote that I really loved is from the book The Intellectual Life, that said, "How many experiences life offers us every day? We let them pass, but a deep thinker gathers them up and makes it his treasure of them. They will gradually fill out the framework of his thought, and his general ideas will be first tested and then illustrated by living examples." And so my message for this video today, what I wanted to share, is this idea that no matter how small, no matter how mundane, you should have a creative project of your own, because it might be the best way for you to rediscover beauty in life and your inner child, so to speak. Yeah, I hope you really enjoyed these short videos, and see you in the next one.